Today is a beautiful, precious, special day. It is the last Sunday in October, and so we are going to honor our pastor with Pastor Appreciation. Yeah, so let's just stand up. Let's stand up and honor him today. Yeah, we stand with everyone, and we honor you as our pastor. Yeah. We're so thankful for you. You can sit down because we're going to talk to you for just a little bit here. Yeah. As I was thinking about this week especially, and I just was jotting down some of the things that we have seen in your life. And so some of the words that are just so obvious that God has given us this gift through you. You are steadfast. You are faithful. You honor the word of the Lord in your life, both for this church, this body, this area, your family, the word of the Lord that he's given you. You're not afraid to step out and try new things, to lead us where maybe none of us have gone before, but where you know the Lord is going. And so we honor that you lead us that way. Thanks, Lord. You lead courageously and boldly and make course corrections quickly, because as you lead, you see, oh, the Lord is actually leading us this way. And so we just move a little bit over this way and we're making course corrections quickly. You pursue the Lord with passion and with your whole heart. And that's evident to all of us, all of those around you. Thanks, Jesus. Yeah. You make room for people. Yeah. One of the most beautiful things for me personally is that you want people to succeed. You make room for people to step in, to grow, to make mistakes, and you want people to succeed around you. You call out the gold and you aren't afraid to call out also the things that need to change. You say, oh, I see this in you. This is what God wants to do. But also you say, oh, this needs to be changed a little bit. Let's allow the Holy Spirit to change that. So that's beautiful as well. Yeah. And I could go on and on. You love like Jesus. It's so beautiful. That is one of the things that we see is your love that you have for others is the love of the Lord. So yeah, I'm not going to go any farther because we have someone else who's going to come and honor him. Yeah, so come on up. Jacob's going to do the next part. Here we go.
Yeah, good morning. I'm very honored to be a part of what God is doing in this place this morning. As many of you know, we've spent October investing in Pastor Marcus, giving him notes, giving him cards, giving him gifts, spending a little time with him to let him know how much we appreciate him and how much we really love him. There's not a lot that I can add to the things that Sandy has said in the past 10 years that we have been here. The things that have really struck me about Marcus is that his love for God and his love for people and his desire that people can be set free from the things that hold them back, from fear, from anxiety, from guilt, from religiosity, the things that would prevent them from being all that God has created for them, and that he's invested his life into helping other people invest their lives in fulfilling the kingdom. And so I join with Sandy, with all of you in thanking Pastor Marcus. And we want to invite you up here this morning, Marcus, as we move into the next. I get the comfy, you get the...
Okay,
yeah.
Awesome.
Now, we've gotten to know you, we've known you for a while, but not everybody here, not everybody online is as familiar with you, so we're just going to do like a real informal interview,
Awesome.
A little bit about who
Okay.
you are. So one of the things that you've mentioned, one of the things that we've seen this last year, especially with some of the storms that have come through, is this love of landscaping, this love of making the outdoors beautiful. How did you first get involved in that sort of thing? Was there a person in your life or a season where you were really like, oh yeah, this is a gift that I have?
Well, I lived in South America, and everything that had to grow had to be watered. So there was nothing that, if it's not green, it's because nobody's watering it. And it's kind of, Lima is a desert. So, and my mom, she always had a nice garden, and we, in the seminary where we lived, we always had trying to make everything nice. And the way to do it was flooding with the river through channels, and it would flood our seminary, and then we would grow things. That's what we do, and I enjoyed that. My dad was always trying to make everything look nice, my mom the same, and I just picked it up from there. And actually, that's where I started doing a lot of landscaping over there, and I would do things, and my mom and dad go, that looks really good, and how about this, that looks really, that's how I started.
Cool.
Yeah.
Neat. You mentioned growing up in Peru. Was there a game or a toy that you really enjoyed playing with, a way of expressing yourself when you were a kid, and then how has that translated as you've grown into an adult?
I think toys, I've always been an outdoor person. We used to play table games at home, but my passion has always been the outdoors. We used to build tree houses, forts, and then when I was old enough, by the time 12, 13, we'd have a motorcycle, and we do motocross, and I started surfing, obviously, too. But I've always been an outdoor kind of guy. My family knows that I'm not really much into table games, although my parents were always into that, but that wasn't me. I'm always outside, and let's get something done. And I like to look at, especially landscaping, you do something, you can look at it and go, that was good. Yeah. So that's what I enjoyed.
You can look at it and say it was good. I can look at it and say I tried. One of the things that has come up a lot in the past couple of years, especially, is the seven mountains, right? Of government, entertainment, media, arts, religion, education, family, and business. Now, obviously, as the Lord has called you to be a pastor, one of the mountains that you've been called to is religion. But aside from that, what's one of the mountains that you feel personally called to, or you feel that this body has been called to? What's an area where the Lord has called you for influence?
I enjoy the mountain of government politics. I really enjoy that, and I do feel I have a passion for that, and I would like to be a communicator in that or work in that area. That's something always I desired. I'm not sure when and how that would ever work, and part of that is also in media. I think I enjoy the purpose, especially government. If government is a protector of the people, and that's part of what I enjoy doing. It's part of my calling as well. So it's how to protect people from the things of the enemy. That's basically what it means. And the media is the communication of how to communicate appropriately so people can know the truth, which would influence in everything else. Arts and entertainment is really weird because that probably started maybe 5 years ago, where I feel like if you do arts and entertainment in such a way that it represents God, because God is the ultimate artist, so really representing that, there's a passion in that as well. And I enjoy my daughter's doing an amazing job, as you can tell, in that process. And even my son and daughter, both of them are artistic in a way that they do music and art. So that's awesome.
We've talked about this briefly on the Sundays when I teach. It amazes me that you do this every week, right? Between Sundays and Wednesdays, you preach about 80 sermons a year. How do you stay connected to the heart of the Father? How do you get inspiration? How do you keep getting a fresh word to share with the congregation over year after year after year?
Honestly, that's been the thing that always amazes me. Years ago, I started probably 30 years ago, that's when I started teaching. Part of the process is, I was always worried, what am I supposed to teach on next Sunday? As soon as you're done on Sunday, and especially when I started here, it was Sunday morning 2 services, because I did Sunday school, then the service, and Wednesday did the service. So I had 3 of those, and if there was anything else in the middle, then I'd do that too. So the question always was, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? And that was that was taxing. Until I really just walked out of a relationship. And I started changing everything the way I do, not just having a plan, because a lot of times old school was have a plan for your church and figure out and then teach them, and part of what I went through, and those who are longer here, I went through the Bible, I started literally in Genesis, and we ended up in Revelation. I really walked through the Bible, and I thought that was important, that's good, but over the time, I felt Lord really saying, I want to get, and not that God didn't speak through things, but the fresh word is relationship. And you are the messenger of what I'm doing in your life. And so whatever God I'm doing in your life, that is what your message is. And if you've beat it, or if you're successful at it or not, doesn't make a difference. You teach them what I'm teaching you, and that is your message. That becomes so much more vulnerable, but I do believe that's the revelation that God gives. And it's changed everything, and it's actually relaxing. I have my notes, and I hardly look at the notes plus anymore, because I'm just like, okay, I know there's tons of stuff, especially just if I forgot, because throughout the week, I literally journal every single day. I journal pages and pages of what God is saying. So what you guys get, or what people get, is basically just what God has been teaching me. So it's not like anything else. So that's where I get it from.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you for being open to the Lord teaching you and sharing it with us. Yeah.
Thank you.
We know that as a minister of the gospel, you can't do it all by yourself, and so we're going to invite Susie up. Susie, would you join us on stage here? Susie, we are thankful for how God has been using you as well as supporting Marcus and supporting all of us here in the congregation, and we're thankful for the both of you. We also have a love offering, a love gift to the two of you. We're so thankful for all that God has been doing through you guys, and we just love on you guys. So if you guys
Thank you. Thank you. Awesome. Thank you.
And now we get to hear a fresh word. Now we get to hear today's word. So thank you, Marcus.